Listen to me very carefully. Every 29 days, heaven opens a window, not a metaphor, not a spiritual idea, an actual portal where divine abundance flows into the physical realm. The ancient rabbis called it Rosh Chodesh, the head of the month, and for 48 hours, the gates of provision are unlocked. But if you don't position yourself correctly during this window, you wait another full cycle, another 29 days of struggle, another month of watching your bank account stay the same while your bills pile higher. The next new moon is coming. That means you have only days to prepare, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. But first, I need you to do something right now. Type the word Chodesh in the comments. It means renewal in Hebrew. And when you type it, you are declaring that your financial season is about to shift. Then press the like button, not because I need it, but because when you press like, you are agreeing with the blessing I am about to release over your life. And subscribe to this channel, because what I am sharing here is ancient wisdom for a modern crisis. The knowledge I spent 60 years learning is being poured out for free. Don't let pride keep you from receiving it. My name is Rabbi Shimon. I am 83 years old. I have studied Torah since I was 5. I have built businesses, lost them, and rebuilt them using the exact principles I am about to share with you. And over the last 6 decades, I have watched hundreds of people, Jewish and Christian alike, break through financial ceilings simply by aligning themselves with heaven's calendar. This is not astrology. This is Torah. This is the original instruction manual for how God designed time itself to work. Let me ask you something. Do you feel like you're working twice as hard, but getting half the results? Like there's an invisible ceiling over your finances, no matter how much you pray or hustle? Do you watch other people, sometimes less talented, less faithful people, walk into blessings while you're still waiting? I know that feeling. I have sat across from it in my office 1,000 times. The exhausted mother who tithes faithfully but can't pay her electric bill. The godly man who prays every morning but just got passed over for another promotion. The business owner who does everything right but watches customers go to competitors. And every single time I ask them the same question: are you working with heaven's calendar or against it? Because here is what they never taught you in church or synagogue. God doesn't just operate in linear time. He operates in cycles, sacred cycles, moon cycles, harvest cycles, jubilee cycles. And if you don't understand how these cycles work, you will keep planting in the wrong season and wondering why nothing grows. The Torah tells us in Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years." Signs, seasons, not just calendars, divine signals. Heaven is constantly communicating through time itself. And the moon was given to mark the sacred appointments. The Hebrew word for month is Chodesh, which comes from Chodesh, to renew. Every new moon is a divine reset button, a fresh start, a reopening of the gates. Now, in the ancient temple in Jerusalem, when the new moon appeared, the Sanhedrin, the high court, would blow the shofar. They would declare, "It is sanctified." And for the next 48 hours, special sacrifices were offered. Why? Because the rabbis knew something that has been buried under 2,000 years of religious tradition. They knew that Rosh Chodesh is when heaven releases the financial blueprint for the entire month ahead. Let me say that again. The blessing you receive or don't receive in the first 48 hours of the new moon sets the trajectory for the next 29 days. I can already hear some of you thinking, Rabbi, this sounds like superstition. No, this is spiritual physics. Let me prove it to you from Scripture. Psalm 81 verse 3 says, "Blow the trumpet at the new moon, at the full moon on our feast day." Why would God command celebration at the new moon if it wasn't spiritually significant? And in 1 Samuel chapter 20, when David was hiding from King Saul, what was the event that made his absence noticed? The new moon feast. It was so important that the king expected everyone to be present and accounted for. The ancient rabbis taught that on Rosh Chodesh, God opens the book of accounts for the coming month. It's like heaven's budget meeting. And if you show up correctly, with the right heart posture, the right declarations, the right acts of faith, you get written into the blessing column. If you miss it, you spend the month operating from yesterday's provision instead of tomorrow's abundance. I learned this the hard way. In 1987, I lost everything. My business collapsed. I was $60,000 in debt. My wife was crying every night. My children didn't understand why we couldn't afford the things we used to have, and I was angry at God, angry at myself. I was praying, I was fasting, I was studying Torah day and night, but nothing was changing. Then one evening, my old rabbi, he's gone. Now may his memory be a blessing. He came to my apartment. He saw me at my kitchen table with bills spread everywhere. And he said something I will never forget. "Shimon, you're a brilliant student, but you're planting in Tevet and expecting to harvest in Nisan. You don't understand God's calendar." He taught me about Rosh Chodesh. He taught me that the new moon isn't just a date on a calendar. It's a courtroom. It's a throne room. It's a treasury room. And if I wanted my financial situation to shift, I needed to learn how to enter that room correctly. The great Rabbi Nachman of Breslov once said, "All the world is a narrow bridge, and the essential thing is not to be afraid." And when I first heard this, I realized I had been afraid to step onto the bridge of faith that Rosh Chodesh represents. I had been treating it like any other day. So I started doing what the ancient rabbis did. And within 3 months, everything shifted. Contracts I had given up on came through. Clients I thought I'd lost called me back. Money I had forgotten about showed up, and it wasn't luck. It was alignment. Now, let me show you exactly what you need to do. There are 3 actions, 3 biblical keys that must be activated during the 48-hour window of Rosh Chodesh. Miss even one and you leave the door half closed. The first key is called the Declaration of Renewal. On the evening the new moon appears, you must speak out loud. I don't care if you're alone in your car or in your bedroom. You must verbally declare the month sanctified over your life. This is not a prayer request. This is a priestly proclamation. You are a royal priesthood, according to 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. You have the authority to decree a thing and watch it be established, according to Job 22, verse 28. Here is what you say word for word. Write this down. I declare this month sanctified in the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I receive the financial blueprint that heaven is releasing for the next 29 days. Every gate of provision is open over my life. Every closed door is now unlocked. I am walking into divine appointments, unexpected blessings, and supernatural favor. It is done. Amen. You say this out loud. Why? Because in the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21, it says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." Your words during Rosh Chodesh are seeds that grow for the entire month. Most people curse themselves during this window without even knowing it. They say, "Another month, same struggle. Here we go again, more bills. I'll never get ahead." And then they wonder why the month unfolds exactly as they predicted. You must take authority over the atmosphere of your month before the enemy does. The second key is the act of Tzedakah, righteous giving. Now, before you close this video, hear me. I am not asking you to send me money. I'm telling you a spiritual law that is older than money itself. During the first 48 hours of the new moon, you must give something away. Not next week. Not when you feel more comfortable. During the window. Why? Because Rosh Chodesh is when heaven is measuring your heart. The rabbis taught that giving during Rosh Chodesh is like planting a seed in the most fertile soil of the year. It multiplies 30, 60, 100-fold. In the Talmud Tractate, Rosh Hashanah, it says that God opens 3 books on the new moon. One for the completely righteous, one for the completely wicked, and one for those in between. Your act of generosity during this window tips the scale. It moves you from in between to righteous, and the righteous, according to Psalm 37, verse 25, never beg for bread, and their children are never forsaken. Give $20, give 50, give whatever breaks the spirit of poverty off your life. Give it to a ministry, a homeless person, a struggling family member, but give it as a seed, not as a tip. Say out loud as you give, "This is my seed for the month name. I sow this into heaven's treasury, and I expect a harvest 30, 60, 100-fold. I have seen this work so many times, it doesn't even surprise me anymore. A woman in my congregation gave $50 during Rosh Chodesh when she only had $75 left to her name. 3 days later, her estranged brother called and sent her $3,000 out of nowhere. Coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in spiritual law. Before I give you the third key, I need you to stop right now. Pause this video if you have to. Type the word shalom in the comments, not because it's a tradition, but because you are making a declaration that peace and prosperity are coming into your life this month. And you're marking yourself as someone who is paying attention, someone who is hungry, someone who is ready. Do it now. Type shalom. Good. Now let me give you the third key. This one is the most powerful, and it's the one almost no one knows. The third key is called the prayer of alignment. In the ancient temple, when the new moon was sighted, the priests would offer a special sacrifice called the Musaf of Rosh Chodesh. They would pray Psalm 104, which begins, "Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, you are very great." Why that psalm? Because it speaks of God renewing the face of the earth of the moon, marking the seasons. You don't have a temple. You don't have a sacrifice. But you have access to the same throne room those priests entered, and you have the name of Yeshua, Jesus, which gives you even greater access than they had. During the new moon window, you must pray Psalm 104 out loud, all 35 verses. Yes, it takes 15 minutes. Yes, it feels long, but you are not just reading words. You are activating an ancient gate. You are aligning your spirit with the rhythm of heaven. And then, after you finish Psalm 104, you pray, "This, Lord, I ask you to write my name in the book of blessing for this month. Let every financial door that needs to open, open. Let every contract that needs to close, close. Let every person who needs to remember me, remember me. Let every opportunity that is mine by divine appointment find me. I don't have to chase it. I don't have to manipulate it. I simply receive what you have already prepared." Now, I know some of you are thinking, "Rabbi, I'm a Christian, not Jewish. Does this apply to me?" Let me tell you something. Romans 11, verse 17 says, "You are grafted into the olive tree." You are not replacing Israel. You are joined to Israel, which means you have access to every covenant, every blessing, every promise that was given to Abraham's seed. And Galatians 3, verse 29 says, if you belong to Messiah, you are Abraham's seed. So yes, this applies to you. In fact, you need it more than anyone because the church has disconnected you from the Hebrew roots of your faith. You've been taught to ignore the feasts, ignore the calendar, ignore the Torah. And in doing so, you've left blessings on the table. The great Maimonides once said, "The risk of a wrong decision is preferable to the terror of indecision." And when I first heard this, everything changed for me. I realized I had been waiting for perfect understanding, perfect faith, perfect circumstances before I acted. But the new moon doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It comes every 29 days, whether you're prepared or not. So you have a choice. You can wait until you understand everything. Or you can take what I'm giving you and just do it. Let me tell you what happens when you do this correctly. I've seen it hundreds of times. The month unfolds differently. Phone calls come at the right time. Ideas drop into your mind in the shower. People mention your name in rooms you're not even in. Contracts that were stalled suddenly move forward. Debts that felt permanent suddenly get paid off. It's not magic, it's alignment. You are moving with heaven's rhythm instead of against it. And here's the thing most people miss. The enemy knows about Rosh Chodesh too. That's why the first 48 hours of the new moon are often the most chaotic in your life. Fights with your spouse, sudden bills, bad news, distractions. The devil doesn't want you to position yourself correctly during this window because he knows that if you do, the entire month is locked in heaven's favor. So expect resistance, expect the warfare, but don't back down. The very fact that you're being attacked means you're on the right track. In the Zohar, the foundational text of Kabbalah, it teaches that the moon represents the Shekinah, the feminine presence of God, which is the channel of blessing into the earth. When the moon is renewed, the Shekinah is restored to full strength. And those who honor this moment are brought into the inner chamber of divine favor. Now let me speak directly to you. Right now, as you're watching this, I want you to sense something. Heaven is shifting. The exact fact that this video found you, not the other way around, is a sign. You didn't search for Rosh Chodesh teachings. You didn't even know what a new moon blessing was. But the algorithm put this in front of you. Why? Because God is calling you into a new season, and He's using me to deliver the instructions. I bless you right now in the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I bless your finances. I bless your business. I bless your mind to receive creative ideas. I bless your relationships to come into alignment. I bless your children to walk in favor. I bless your health to be restored. I bless every door that the enemy shut to be ripped open by the hand of God. And I declare over you this month will not be like last month. This season will not be like last season. You are entering a Rosh Chodesh ahead of the month that marks the head of a new era in your life. But you must act. You must do the 3 keys: declaration, Tzedakah, prayer of alignment. Don't just watch this video and move on. Don't just like it and forget about it. The next new moon is coming. You have days, not weeks, days. Write down the date. Set an alarm. Prepare your heart. Prepare your words. Prepare your seed. And when that 48-hour window opens, you step through it like you're walking into the throne room of heaven itself, because that's exactly what you're doing. If this message stirred something in you, I want you to do 3 things before you close this video. First, subscribe to this channel. I am releasing ancient Jewish wisdom that the church buried and the synagogue forgot. You need it. Second, share this video with someone who is in a financial struggle. Don't just think about them, actually send it. You might be the messenger God is using to shift their life. And third, leave a comment telling me, I'm ready for my Rosh Chodesh blessing. Write it out. Declare it publicly. The ancient rabbis taught that public declarations carry more weight in heaven than private prayers. When you write it where others can see it, you are stepping into a new level of faith. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May He lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace and prosperity, provision, and breakthrough in every area of your life. Shalom.